everyone, Mrs. Cog here. I'm here to bring you some information and talk about some upcoming tutorials, and I thought while I talked to you I would show you how I distress some of the things that have gone into recent projects. I've had questions about how I get different embellishments and little pieces of things, the colors that I do in my journals, and I thought I would work on them while I chatted with you. So make a cup of tea or coffee and get comfy for a few minutes. Bear with me, please. I'm still in the negotiating part of my relationship with my video equipment, and I'll try to make this as painless as possible. I am working on forest-themed journals for a swap, several for my shop, and it is also the theme of my new planner. Gnomes are hard to find. Gnomes that are antique or vintage and not copyrighted to use in projects are actually a bit hard to find, and the ones that I like the best are all cut from two picture books that I just adore. So that's the overlying enchanting part of the introduction to my forest theme. This is my new A5 size planner, the gnomes. So I wanted to give you something to look at while I gabbed for a few minutes. So while I talked to you today, I thought I would show you how I go about distressing some of the embellishments for my journals and planners and such. There's almost nothing that I won't distress. I like to use the Tim Holt Vintage Photo Color Distress ink. Sometimes I use the walnut, but I always find myself going back to this color. Because I use so much of it, I have also bought the re-inker, which comes in the same colors for distress or archival. This is for the Vintage Photo Distress, and it's really easy to re-ink your pad. It comes with a dropper. Just fill it about halfway up. Watched a number of videos, and how quickly it absorbs into the pad tells you how much ink is left in your distress pad. If it absorbs right away, it was fairly dry. I can see that it is soaking in. I don't even use the whole half a dropper full often, and give that a few minutes to soak in and blend in, and it distributes and diffuses automatically. And that's really all there is to it. A lot cheaper than buying one after another of the ink pads. So I was quite grateful to learn that little trick. I've tried the different dabbers and blenders and such, and what I prefer is the ones with the foam pads on them. I have to switch the attachment, which just goes on and off with Velcro, about every week and a half to 2 weeks maybe. They start to crumble because I've distressed so many things going along my project. So I thought I would distress a few things while I talk to you today. Anything wooden, I'll distress it. This color blends really well with the tea-dyed ink. So I just thought I would work on some of these things while I talk to you about some other things today. Because distressing clothespins is not rocket science. You probably have already done something similar to this yourself. I'm working on a number of tutorials, tea dyeing, how I get the color that I do on my pages, how I format the pages, trying to figure out how to do video on sharing where I get my ideas for the themes and the images, but it's kind of scary thinking about photographing my brain and some of the thought processes. I think once I get it down on paper and kind of have an outline, it'll be easier to share. Then the big news is I am learning the software for teachables.com, which, if you're not familiar with that, allows you to upload video courses, and it's very flexible. It seems to let you do small classes, bundles of classes, a series of videos or PDFs for lessons, so you can break it down into segments and really get quite organized with it. So I'm looking forward to figuring out the ins and outs. I've already signed up and got my initial dashboard learning curve underway. So hopefully we will not be too long before I can direct you to that. I will, at the same time, looking forward to doing a number of tutorials for the YouTube channel and figuring out how to integrate these different platforms. So that's exciting. I've been working on a number of journals this week, and one of them is for a giveaway, a long overdue giveaway, and I don't want to ruin the surprise and tell you what theme that journal is, but it's a full-size journal, and I will open it up to YouTube subscribers, and so I'll have more information about that sometime within the next week. I have already tea-dyed the pages for that and got all the images together. So, yeah. Okay. Some of you who are in the U.S. May have found this, I just call it fancy lace. I think Hobby Lobby calls it Poly Venice, and it comes in brown, it comes in cream, it comes in white, and it comes in black, that I know of. Some of it comes by the yard, some of it on spools. The stuff that comes on spools, the white, I actually tea dye, and it doesn't get it very creamy, antique. Different laces soak up the tea. I even tried it with coffee. I just couldn't get the shades that I wanted, and usually it's because I want to use these two together without the white looking white in my journals. So yeah, I distress it. I try to do it more heavily at the tips of it and a little less towards the top, and that way it gives it that uneven aged look, like it might have been sitting in Grandma's drawer for a couple decades, getting shaded at different rates on different parts of it. So, as you can see, it takes the, well, I hope you can see it in this light, it takes the white out of it, and then it blends so well using it layered in back of the brown. And the same with this. This is another go-to lace that I find at Hobby Lobby, and I try to find it in cream. When I can't, I get it in white and tea dye it, and then again, I end up just distressing the edges, give it that little aged pop. Oh, and let me tell you, the scalloped edges, if you cut it so that this comes down and has the full scallop in each one, you actually have to cut in the middle or into the edge of the next scallop, which makes that not quite complete. Drives me nuts. So I've actually sacrificed the one. I've begun to cut the one in the middle out and setting it aside for my snippet bin. And snippets. Don't get me started. It's a whole nother video. Okay, what else do we have to talk about? I have notes off camera here. I told you about the giveaway. I told you about Teachables. Well, that is pretty much what I wanted to talk to you about today. I'd love to hear your thoughts or recommendations for a different way to do anything that I've done here, or quite often I find that I'm doing things the hard way and that there's an easier way. So if you know any tricks or shortcuts to add to this, please leave it in the comment below. And I appreciate your time, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.